Hey everyone, we're back for another how-to video, this time helping you utilize Tara's new AI teacher assistant, Unpacking a Standard tool. So I am in my HQ. It's your homepage where you've got your assistant, your resource bank, your shortcuts to your different portals. You've got your other tools over here on the left side as well. So this Unpacking a Standard is really, really amazing, especially when you're trying to plan for the upcoming week or your next unit. Or for the year as a whole. So the first thing you'll do is you'll go to your AI Assistant tab and you'll click on the Unpack a Standard button. And the first thing it's giving you is access to our standards library. And so what you'll want to do is put in you'll want to find the standard that you want to actually unpack. First thing, you have a select state and organization. So you can click on it and you'll see a menu pop up. And it can scroll on because we have a lot of different standard sets in here. But we highly recommend you instead click in it and then type in your state or relevant set of standards. So I typed in Georgia and I selected that. Then from there, I can go into specific subjects. So I can do Common Core English. Then I can do grade levels. We also have, if you know the actual standard tag, so that's this letter of, or a combination of letters and numbers, as you can see here. If you happen to know that, you can actually just paste that right in and search. But for this example, I just want to pick up from the general set of standards. So before I hit the search button, I'll just remember that I can always save the filter settings for later, so I don't have to select these every single time. I'm going to do that, and now I'm going to hit search. So you can see we have a lot of different standards pop up. If you need to see what the text is for the standard, you can just click the plus button here. So let's, this random standard for using digital media. So I'm going to click on it, and this is going to be the one that I want to unpack. You see also we track when you last put it into your lesson plan if you use Tara's lesson planner, which you can find up here under classes. So I'm ready to go. I've selected my standard, and all I got to do is hit unpack. All right, so now what you'll see is your teacher assistant slowly unpacks the standard to help you understand what it means and what students should be able to do. And then we have several additional options for you to dive even deeper in your unpacking of the standard. The first thing you'll see this is what the assistant is doing. You've got the actual description of the standard. Then the first thing the assistant does is give you a simple, more layman terms of what the standard is. Then it gives you several examples of what students would be able to do if they've mastered this standard, so you know really what you're trying to teach towards. It also gives you information about how this standard relates to other domains and clusters within the standards. And then from there, it suggests here are 3 or 4 potential learning objectives that you can use for an actual lesson plan. And finally, it outlines some core skills and prerequisite skills that you should think about, and the students should really need to have or be trying to build as part of this standard. So all of this is, again, meant to help you unpack or understand what a standard is actually trying to get at. From there, let's say you now say, okay, I understand this standard better. What kind of vocabulary could I give to the students to learn as part of this process? You just hit this button for vocabulary. And you'll see now that it gives you 10 vocabulary words. From there, you can also say, let's say you want to know real world applications or ways to differentiate, ways to scaffold. You can click any of these, and then we actually tell you if you've done it already. So I'm going to do real world application. And what you're going to see in a few seconds is suggested real world applications for this. Now, it does look like there is an issue with the output. This can happen sometimes. Don't get discouraged. What you'll want to do is just refresh your page and go about your process one more time. Now, obviously, that is not ideal, but it does happen. So I'll go back to Common Core English, 3rd grade, unpack. Oh, sorry, I meant search. Okay, so I'm going to select my standard, hit unpack. And now I'll go back to real world applications. All right, so it gives you a nice little description of how this all can be applied to the real world, because we know it's a very common question for students. They always ask it, and it's good to know. Lastly, you can continue down that path, and then ultimately, if you want to save this information, right now you can copy it using the copy button, then paste it into a document or another place where you're trying to save the information. You can also download it into a Word document, and then soon you'll be able to actually save this directly into your resource bank, so you always have it to access. Finally, once you want to go back, you hit the back button, and you'll see a caution message pops up, the same as every other AI teacher assistant tool. This is just letting you know that this information is not saved anywhere, so you want to make sure you copy it or download it, as we just walked through. Once we add it in the save function, then you'll have that opportunity as well. So that is how you utilize the Unpack a Standard tool, and also what to do in the case of the output not continuing. All you got to do is hit refresh and go through the process one more time. We're always working to improve that, so hopefully you don't experience it. But if you have any trouble ever, you can always hit the Need Help button, or send us an email directly at info@tarateachers.com. We hope you enjoy this new tool. It's really going to help us all make sure students are well equipped for the future, and you can save a ton of time planning this year.